Hello and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm joined in the studio today by Grégoire Pesquès from Amundi Asset Management, and we're talking the bond market. Grégoire, thank you so much for joining me today.
Good afternoon.
Now, firstly, what kind of bonds would you suggest people to invest in?
Currently, we are very positive on the global corporate bond market. So we do advise people, instead of holding sovereign bonds, to switch and invest on a global corporate universe, which are attractive because you can do some allocation between the different regions, which one of the key advantage of being global.
And just looking at Europe at the moment and the Eurozone, would you still look to the Eurozone as an investment? I
think Eurozone is still a very interesting region to be invested in. We have been overweighting Eurozone corporate and UK corporates and banks over the last 6 to 9 months. However, given their recent strong performance, I think it's time to balance a bit more your portfolio. So we recently reduced, we are still overweighting Europe, but we recently reduced to add more on US and maybe going forward on Asia credit bond.
I see, so you would suggest US more to invest in?
I think going forward, US is offering a good attractive value. What is important is the dynamic of the market. Each zone has its own dynamics, and you have to be quite flexible. So that's the reason why also we do advise people to be on global corporate instead of being either US, Euro, Asia or EM corporate. It's important to have this flexibility because it's something that is going to move quick and fast.
I've seen that you invest in emerging markets.
Yeah.
So would you suggest that emerging markets are a good place to invest?
Yeah, for the moment we think there are very strong opportunities in emerging corporate. We particularly like a region like our corporate from Brazil, Russia, and more recently we added some position on a Turkish bank, and the country has recently been upgraded to investment grade or confirmed. So I think it's further, good momentum that add diversification to corporates that are more focused on advanced economies. So the drivers are a bit different. You are adding diversification to your portfolio with a good level of spread and yield.
And just lastly, Grégoire, can I ask you just to explain to me a little bit about what Amundi is looking for in the future? What's going to be happening with that?
Amundi, is managing something like 130 billion of credit and is among the biggest portfolio of manager in terms of fixed income. So we continue to invest heavily on global because we think it's a way to capture, the different dynamics I was talking about of each region. So we are adding each time resources here. We added recently, we reinforced the Asian credit, team, and we will continue to do this going forward. I think we are still particularly, focusing on adding value to our customer, picking up, the right people at the right place to make sure we will add value and diversification.
So Grégoire, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your insights. Just lastly, we're going to go on to our Dukascopy question. So we ask every guest that comes into the studio, if you had $1 million to invest in the market for 1 year, where would you put it and why? Let's take a look at your options.
I'm definitely biased toward my asset class. I've been working on bonds for 20 years now, so I will definitely put on bonds, and within bonds I will put on corporate at the expense of sovereign, and within corporate I will definitely favor global at the expense of domestic credit.
Well, Grégoire, thank you so much for giving your advice to our viewers, and thank you for coming into the studio.
Thank you very much, Jenny.
That's all from us here in the Dukascopy studio, but just click back to the website for more interviews and updates.